So as we know, iPad Pro is a very well-rounded, capable, and powerful device. The only caveat is you have to buy dongles if you want to do anything remotely professional with it. Dongles or adapters right now kind of have this negative stigma because they're kind of ugly, they make your device look kind of stupid, they're an extra expense, and they're an inconvenience because you have to pull them out of some kind of pocket or drawer when you want to use them. And in light of all this, my friends over at Bassius wanted me to check out and test their own iPad Pro hub, which they designed to counteract a lot of the negative aspects of adapters or dongles as we currently know them. But two things I want to say before we continue here. Number one, I genuinely enjoy this device. I think it's really, really functional. And although I don't think it's a perfect solution, it's damn well close to one. And I cannot wait to elaborate as to why I think that. Number two, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions or suggestions or opinions, as the algorithm likes that and will help push my videos to more people. So without wasting any more time, let's get into why I love this USB Type-C hub for iPad Pro. So first up here, I want to talk about design or aesthetics. And this adapter is just crafted really, really well. It's made out of what they call an aviation alloy, which is pretty much the same aluminum they use to create Apple products here, especially with the iPads. If my iPad was space gray, the colors would be matched perfectly, and I can confirm this because my MacBook Pro with the space gray color is basically identical color-wise. And they've also managed to replicate the texture of the aluminum as well. So it just really is well integrated with the iPad, not only with looks, but also in the way it works too. It just fits onto the corner of your iPad. It slides right on. You actually have a rubber gasket which can allow you to use this adapter or hub thing with or without a case on. And I say case as in like a protective covering, and although this kind of raises the edge just a bit, or the bezel here, you can actually fold your protective cover over no problem. Also, we're going to move to the back here. The cable is angular, it comes right out of the device, stays pretty much flat to the back of the iPad and just goes in sideways. It's an angled cable, so it's going to be mostly out of the way and will accommodate, a fold like this. So you take your protective cover, you fold it back like this. So although there is a little bit of cable in the way, it will still work just fine if you use your iPad like this. All I'm going to say is if you want to use your iPad like this, kind of like in this orientation, it's going to be angled a bit this way because this thing's thick, but it's got function. So it's going to be angled a bit, but I'm going to tell you why that's, worth the compromise here, because when it comes to function, this adapter is just insane. With that said, let's transition to the function aspects of this adapter. There is just so much I/O here. You have a full-size SD card slot and a microSD if you, happen to use that. But the SD card slot here is really great. Having it right on your iPad if you do a lot of photo editing or video editing, or just, you need to access files off of an SD card. All you got to do is take yours without having to pull out a stupid dongle, and you don't have to worry about losing this or finding it or digging it out of your bag. All you got to do is just plug your SD card right into the side of your iPad, just like you plug in a charger, really. It's right there for you. All you got to do is go into the Files app, select your external storage, and go to town, find the file that you're looking for. And once again, I got to say, it's really nice that I can just plug in my SD card if I want to edit a photo or something without having to dig out a dongle, which I probably have misplaced to begin with. On top of the SD card slot, we have a full-sized HDMI port, which is capable of pushing up to 4K resolution at 30 Hz. So if you're somebody who is, constantly giving presentations, or you want to mirror whatever's on your display to a monitor, or you just need an HDMI port for, whatever reason you may have, it's really convenient, once again, to not have to buy an additional adapter or to just dig one up. No thought involved, you just plug and play and you're ready to go. There's also a USB Type-C pass-through, which allows you to charge. This has 60 watt PD charging, which is amazing. I plugged it in to charge for the night. There was no differences, and it's awesome that you could plug this in while, say, you're editing, while having an SD card plugged in, while having a monitor plugged in, and other devices as well. So it's just really convenient, once again, to be able to charge or sync while you have this adapter on. We also have a full-sized USB Type-A port, which is just amazing because this is not even found on newer MacBooks. So you can plug in something like a flash drive, so you have some kind of paper or some pictures on a device like this. All you got to do is just open up files the same way you would with an SD card and access this USB drive, like so. It's also great because with that kind of interface, you'd probably be able to connect USB devices, like a keyboard, some kind of, MIDI device, so you're doing music stuff. I don't know exactly what you are able to connect right now as of, this current update or the next update, iPadOS, the final Gold Master, or the full version, non-beta. But I mean, like, it's great to have this adapter for anything, you know, USB related. And I also assume you can connect some external storage, which often makes use of a USB type A port. So that is another great feature of this hub as well. But my favorite input on this device is a 3.5mm headphone jack. Everybody was super upset when Apple took that out of the iPad Pro 2018, and now we have it right here. And yes, there are adapters which will allow you to, you know, convert USB Type-C to a headphone port. But I was super surprised they even put this on this adapter. This just makes this a whole package. You know, you don't have to buy a bunch of different adapters. That's one of their main points. You know, you can save some money by using this adapter. It fits super well, and it's just, you have all the I/O you would ever need, including a headphone jack. I actually didn't notice this was on here, and when I did, I got super excited, plugged in my M50Xs, and the sound quality was impeccable. It was perfect. That's just another great feature of this device. If you're somebody who likes to use wired headphones or any device with a 3.5mm headphone jack, you want to use aux, whatever you do, it's right here for you. But there is one caveat with this product. I gotta say, it is a little bit thick. I mean, you have this hub on the back of your iPad and this cable here, and although they've done an excellent job, you know, trying to make it as flush as possible, you are going to have a little bit of awkwardness in terms of just, you know, how you can orient it. So like this, if you want to fold it like this, it's going to be a little bit tilted to the side, and for the most part, you can use your iPad just normally. It will wobble just a little bit if you touch it in this corner, but for the most part, you can do it just fine. Just know it's going to be a little bit tilted. Holding it is a little bit weird too, because obviously you have this extra thickness, so if you want to hold it on this side or like this, you know, you're going to have to hold it by the hub. And it's like, okay, it's just not like the best experience. And I'd recommend just like holding it like this, or having, you know, this folded over and holding it, you know, like so, like this. And obviously it can't fold all the way over because of the additional thickness. But unlike the Apple camera bump, you know, which is just unnecessarily thicker or unjustifiably thick, you get an insane amount of functionality with this additional thickness. You have so many ports, a headphone jack, another USB Type-C port, SD card, HDMI, USB Type-A. So that is the trade-off you're getting. You're getting a bunch of I/O, a bunch of functionality and convenience. The trade-off being it is a little bit awkward in some situations, in some orientations when you want to hold this or use it. But for the most part, if you use it, you know, propped up like this or propped up like this, it's not going to be that big of a deal, you know, using it in your lap, holding it normally. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to buy a bunch of dongles all the time for specific functions, and you don't want to whip one of these out every single time you want to copy a file to your iPad, this is the ultimate adapter for your iPad Pro. No, it's not entirely perfect. Once again, it is a little bit chunky, but with the utility it brings, I think it's very much worth it for a particular type of user who, once again, can make use of all of these ports. And that about wraps things up. I hope this video helped you out. I genuinely enjoy using this product. It makes my iPad Pro so much more useful. And if you're somebody who can make use of I/O like this on tap, you know, without having to pull out a bunch of dongles, this is definitely the device for you. I'll leave any promo codes or links to anything, you know, coupon-wise around here or in the video description, along with a link to the product page. I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave a like on this video, comment if you have any questions or suggestions, and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, I'm Noah, and I will catch you all in the next one.